All right. We got 12 minutes to kill until season 10 preview is out. Until then, what is up? So there's been so many people in the chat where they're like, it's like we've been waiting for so long for a new season. Like the stakes are so high. They're so high. March 16th is when season 9 came out. So 7 months. When season 10 drops, it'll be just after 7 months. 2 minutes. They have that cool music. Dude, I have so much anxiety, it's not even funny. Like, I feel awful right now. I am terrified of what I'm about to watch.
Hello and welcome to the Sea of Thieves Season 10 preview. We're going to be hearing from the team here at Rare as they give us the lowdown on the headline features coming to Sea of Thieves as part of Season 10. With a whole new way to engage in social play, to a competitive experience within the shared world, and an exciting new feature that'll fundamentally change how you play the game, we are bringing an incredible amount of new features to Season 10. So to get things started, let's go over to Sea of Thieves Creative Director, Mike Chapman.
Please, Rare.
Hello everyone.
Please.
Firstly, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you for your patience and understanding regarding the delay to Season 10. We know that Season 9 has run exceptionally long. But what this means is that Season 10 will now very much be a super season. When Season 10 launches on October 19th, it will feature the experience originally planned for Season 10. November will include the experience we planned for Season 11. And for December, something a little bit different. A new way to play and enjoy Sea of Thieves, something we've been thinking about for a very long time. I'm going to hand over to Shelley and James, who will talk you through the first feature that will be launching with Season 10 on October 19th, Guilds.
In Season 10, we're introducing guilds, which is a new way for players to form meaningful bonds beyond their immediate crew and builds on the uniquely engaging social gameplay of Sea of Thieves. Guilds bring players together under a shared name and identity with common goals, which really gives players that framework to experience the best of the shared social gameplay.
With guilds, you can have 24 of your friends, or enemies if you like to keep them close, in the guild with you at any one time. We kept it at 24 so the experience was an intimate affair, making sure that you knew everyone who was contributing to your success.
Any captain who has their own ship is able to create a new guild because you need that very first ship to be pledged into the guild. But beyond that, anybody can join the guild, whether they're a captain or not.
When you set up a guild, you get to choose a few unique properties on it. You get to give it a name, you get to give it a motto, and also you can choose the branding, the pictures, the iconography that really will show your guild off.
Once you join a guild, you can pledge any of your captain ships into the guild, and you can also choose whether or not to share it with your guildmates. If you share it, they can take it out even when you're not online. All your cosmetics and your identity, all your trinkets and paintings, everything will be as you left it, and they can even progress the captaincy milestones on that ship while you're offline.
Your friends can be sailing under your guild banner when you're away on holiday or asleep, so you'll come back refreshed and possibly with a shiny new hat.
As everyone in your guild contributes to earning that shared guild reputation together, you will unlock new and unique rewards for you and your guild. And you can even earn a distinction at every 100 levels of reputation, unlocking further rewards. Guilds brings players together like never before, and we're super excited to see the guilds you create when Season 10 launches on October 19th.
In November, as part of Season 10, we're launching a brand new voyage called the Skull of Siren Song. The Skull of Siren Song is our first competitive voyage, and it will see players share the same treasure maps and compete and race to collect a single piece of treasure. Like other world events, the Skull of Siren Song will appear randomly throughout your session, and when it's active, you'll see this ghostly note appear pinned into the mast, and you can interact with that, opt your crew into the event, and take part. So once you've accepted the voyage, the ghost of Captain Briggsy will appear on your ship and set you on the hunt for the Skull of Siren Song. So it's this high-intensity race for all crews headed towards this one piece of treasure.
At the start of the voyage, every crew who opts in will receive 2 maps. One leads to a key and the other to a chest.
And once players have dug up those 2 items, they have to combine them to open the chest and retrieve the Skull of Siren Song.
So in the early stages of the voyage, one crew might have the key and another might have the chest. And at any point, these items could come together or change hands, or a new ship may arrive and take both of them. And this kind of unpredictability makes these stages really exciting. Once the chest has been opened, the skull of Siren Song belongs to the crew who opened it, at least for now. This new item is a powerful weapon that can be used against other crews to defend your ship, but it also comes with its own set of challenges.
So once you've got the skull on board, you have to protect it with your crew. But that skull is cursed, and that's going to make your ship slow down, which means other crews will slowly start to catch you up. So whether you've got the skull on board or whether you're chasing after the skull, it's not over until it's over. We're really excited to see the Skull of Siren Song bring players together in this competitive voyage, and you'll be able to play it yourself in November.
As you saw there, we've got some great new experiences coming to Season 10. But as we look to December, we've got something a little bit different planned. As we look back on the journey we've been on creating Sea of Thieves, right from our original launch back in March 2018 to where we are today with the game and its community, one of the most passionate and resounding pieces of feedback from both existing fans, but also players intrigued by Sea of Thieves, is the desire to play outside of the shared world. The ability to experience pirate adventures in Sea of Thieves on your own or just with your chosen friends. This is something we've thought long and hard about. How do we provide players with the ability to do that, while also safeguarding what's so unique and magical about the shared world of Sea of Thieves? After lots of consideration, we believe we've got the answer to that in Safer Seas. Safer Seas is a new way of playing and enjoying Sea of Thieves. It allows you to play alone or with up to 3 chosen friends in a private world in Sea of Thieves. What's really important to stress is that the game that Sea of Thieves represents today, all of that shared world magic of the game, that continues to be the primary way of playing the game. But the adventure mode in Sea of Thieves will now give you 2 distinct options. We want to teach people how to play the game, but we also don't want to lose the joy of discovery. So the way we think about Safer Seas is as a great way to learn the essentials of Sea of Thieves, to be able to learn the flow and the pace of the game before then moving on to high seas. So we see Safer Seas as very much a complementary way of enjoying Sea of Thieves, a new way to enjoy the game with your friends or to immerse yourself in the world. So when we think about the specifics of what progression means in Safer Seas, as I mentioned earlier, we want this to be a way to learn about the game, learn about the systems and how to progress in the game. So players will earn progression in certain trading companies, but it will be at 30% of the value of what you'd earn in high seas. So both progression and gold will be earned, but at 30%. In terms of progression in trading companies, your progression will be limited to level 40. We want you to be able to experience all the multitude of unique voyages across those trading companies and experience what it feels like to move up through the promotions of each of those trading companies. But crucially, you won't be able to become a pirate legend in Safer Seas. And in fact, the Athena's Fortune trading company that represents pirate legends, its voyages, its activities, commendations, rewards won't be available at all in Safer Seas. So alongside that, there's a whole host of experiences that we don't believe are right for Safer Seas. But Safer Seas provides you this alternative way to learn the basics, the rhythm and pace of the game. We believe Safer Seas unlocks whole new Sea of Thieves experiences. That idea of going on a pirate adventure with your family, exploring the world at your own pace, the ability to immerse yourself in the storytelling of the world, playing all of those tall tales, maybe going on a fishing trip with your friends or capturing cool video content to share. Without the worry of scanning the horizon for other unknown players, we believe that Safer Seas will lend itself a completely unique feel. This is very much your story in a private world, and we believe that complements the adventures that you can have on the high seas. This is the right time to bring Safer Seas to the game. We're more excited than ever to make this the best pirate game possible. If you like pirates, there should be something in Sea of Thieves for you. That's why we're so excited for Safer Seas and the future ahead next year.
We're incredibly excited for you all to experience the new features that we've outlined here today. But this, of course, is just part of what we're bringing with Season 10. Keep an eye on our social channels for more information about what else is coming as part of the season and for more detailed looks about the features we've mentioned today. We're now at the end of this Season 10 preview, so thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the seas.
Okay. I needed to process what I just watched. Let's go through this and talk about it. So, launch is guilds. November is Slow Skull, or the Skull of Song Siren. And then December is PvE servers. Okay. So, those are all the features that they've showed for Season 10 thus far. Let's go and dive into my thoughts and my opinions on each and every feature. So this is all, obviously, again, this is my opinion, and this is based off what they showed us. So there's gonna be a lot of speculation. All right, first off, the guilds. It's cool. I mean, a standard feature in a season is how I look at it. It's not bad. I'm all for them adding things that give players more stuff to do and more incentive to go play. It's cool. I think everything they've shown so far, like as far as like features go, this is the best thing, is the guilds. Don't really have anything negative to say about the guilds directly, as far as I can think of. So guilds look interesting. So with that, let's move to the next thing. The new world event, that's what they're calling it. The competitive hunt for the Skull of Siren Song. So a couple things. They basically took Arena, like OG Arena, and turned it into a world event. That's kind of like what it is. So it's an interesting thing to add into the game. There's a couple concerns that I have, especially with what they've announced in this season and just the current state of the game. Number one, how often are people gonna queue into that? Because it's only a matter of time, in my opinion, until you're the only one participating in it when it prompts you with it, and then you go get the chest and key by yourself, you get the skull and you turn it in. No one contests you. I mean, look at Fort of Fortune. I can't tell you, chat, how many times people come in my stream, and when I'm doing like a solo stack or just chilling, people are like, how has there been no one that has contested you? Because that's the player base. It's just like there's not a lot of players out there in the grand scheme of things, you know? So it's like, in the state that the game is in, it's just not bad timing. Like, it's probably going to be jam-packed at first. I feel like there's going to be a lot of people getting on and action and stuff, but after, a month, 2 months, I mean, once people have gotten what they needed with whatever this provides, that's another thing too, is what cosmetics are there for this? I think they'd be dropping the ball really hard if they release this and there's not some exclusive cosmetics that are really good looking tied to this world event. Like, I feel like Rare would add like commendations and stuff where it's like, turn in X amount. And I could even see them going the next step and adding cosmetics that are exclusive to it, like they kind of did with the Chest of Fortune. I think that was good. But like, it needs to continue, you know what I mean? That's something that I feel like they've never taken that step where it's like, okay, you made the cosmetics, like the Chest of Fortune cosmetics look beautiful. I think they're awesome. I think it's taken them too long to continue that set. Like, yeah, it takes people a while. The average player, it's gonna take them a while to get 30 Chests of Fortune, but I think it's safe to say that a good chunk of people have that at this point. Enough to justify to move on to the next thing. And make it time limited. Actually, time limited too. That'd be another good idea to push the incentive to go PvP and risk it. This game is built around cosmetics, and it blows my mind that they don't take advantage of that. So the other things about this is, again, I don't know how the mechanics work for this. Maybe there's like a time limit. Maybe there's something that's like preventing people from doing this said thing that I'm about to say. But can't you just get the key and chest and not open it up, and then the skull doesn't slow down your ship? From what it said in the preview, it's like when you have the skull, it's gonna slow down your ship. It's like, okay, then just don't open it up and turn it in when you're at the outpost, and then people are just gonna run away. So unless they have something that prevents that, that's not gonna be good. It's gonna be a lot of running. It looked like it shot out ice, so I mean, like, I'm wondering if that slows down the player or something, or like does something different from the fire, or if it's just gonna do a load of damage and they just reskinned it. If they reskinned it, that's an L. That's kind of lame. Yeah, so those are my overall concerns about this whole thing. So couple questions and concerns about this, obviously, as I'm sure a lot of you have your own concerns and opinions on this. There's a lot of emotions I'm feeling right now about this announcement. But as much as those that I feel right now, I'm gonna try to think of this as logical as possible. Okay, there are, as much as people are probably gonna be mad at me for saying this, there are cool features that come with Safer Seas. Now I still have my concerns about it, and I will get into that shortly. But let me first talk about the positive things that I think are gonna come with Safer Seas. Positive thing is, for a content creator, pretty cool. We can now do what we need to do inside of there for people that take thumbnails and need screenshots. I mean, you could do that in Adventure. You can argue that for the higher seas. But you can also have like different things that you can use for Safer Seas. I think the limitations and restrictions they did were good. Those are about the only positive things that I could say about Safer Seas. Now let's go into the bad things and the concerns that I have about Safer Seas, which I think a lot of people are gonna agree with me on this. Why the would they release this right now? Do they just have like their head in the sand with the state of the game and how many players there are in this game right now? Like, I could be we could all be completely wrong, chat, when it comes to like the player base like dropping, because we don't have the numbers of like Microsoft, Xbox players. We don't have those numbers unless we do it somewhere. I don't know. I've never seen it. We have the Steam numbers, which have dropped quite a bit, and judging from that, I would imagine that it's dropped quite a bit on the Microsoft side of things. But assuming it's dropped significantly, it's like, why would they do this now? It's way less numbers from what we've seen. It's way less of a player base than what it's ever been. Why are you releasing something that's gonna pull people in to an option that takes away from the player pool and puts them into another thing that's isolating them, thus making the normal game even more dead? It's gonna feel even more dead than what it is. The other thing too is like, think about how many new players come in, and granted, this might be like not that big of a concern, but it's just something that deserves to be mentioned. Think about how many players like go into like Adventure and like they don't know what the they're doing. Like, imagine how many extra players are gonna do Safer Seas and like they don't know what they're doing. Like, something that Rare has done a very poor job on is describing and guiding their players, like explaining how this game works, guiding their player. They've done things to like little prompts that they give you and stuff that it does help a little bit, but it's like the maiden voyage, like it sucks. Like, it's just not good. It doesn't teach you anything. All it teaches you is here's your tools and kits. Here's how you raise a mast and get your anchor up and set sail. Like, that's it. They need to completely rework the maiden voyage, in my opinion, to actually explain to new players how this game works. What else about Safer Seas? I think it could have been stricter. I think 10% would have been fine, because it's like, why are you giving players Safer Seas? What is your reason? And from what they said, they want people to just go fish with their friends or do a voyage or two together. It's like they're changing like the base core of Sea of Thieves, like, by making this. It's just weird. I've said this before, I'll say it again. Rare is getting tug-a-roped between two communities within Sea of Thieves community. There's the sweat PvP community, and then there's the role-playing PvEers and just the PvE community, and it's like back and forth. Season 8, it's like, all right, here's Hourglass, you know, they gave us that, awesome, cool, that's great. And then now it's like they're doing the tug rope the other way. It's like, all right, we're gonna give you guys PvE servers so you can go do whatever you want. It's like, my concern with this is now that they've opened that door, like they've opened Pandora's box, you know what I mean? You give that inch of opening Safer Seas for the PvE community and the people that are like casual, but now we know how those people are. They're gonna just keep pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. And granted, it's up to Rare ultimately, but seeing how Rare has been, I feel like they're just gonna expand it more and more and more and give more to those people on the Safer Seas. I could be wrong, but that's just my thoughts and opinions on and concerns about the Safer Seas. And that's pretty much it though, chat. Like, that's it for season 10 so far. I don't know, man. It's frustrating. It's very, very, very frustrating. Like, we already wait long enough for seasons to finish as it is, in my opinion. Like, 3 months is too long. I think 2 months is like perfect. 2 months would be great. And then we wait an additional 4 months for season 10. And what do we wait for? We waited for guilds, we waited for the Skull of Siren, and we waited for PvE servers. And again, these are just dumbed down terms, the last two, granted, but yeah. I know I sound like a broken record, but there is a huge cheating problem in this game on every scale. Like, not even just like keg teleporting and all that, like even people who use less cheats and that type of stuff. And Rare's way of addressing it is just by banning the accounts as it stands, just banning them. It does nothing. All it does is just slap a band-aid on it. It's a flex tape fix. That's all it is. There's no anti-cheat in season 10. There's no discussion of cheating at all and how they're gonna address it at all. Like, nothing. And that's just disappointing, man. Very disappointing. I think a huge reason that they don't address the cheating problem is because it's too expensive and too much time to justify doing it. That's like my honest answer. That's what I think. I think that they don't prioritize an anti-cheat because, one, it's only for PC players, and two, I mean, the PC player base is much smaller than the console player, and so thus bringing it up to point 3, money. Their cash grab is the Emporium and their Xbox community. Like, that's where that's what they prioritize. That's why they prioritize it. Yeah, like this is like where I'm at with it. It's like, it's good and bad. It's like, if they added this when the game was like, when SOT was like thriving much more and doing better and had a much healthier pool of players, like releasing the safer seas option, like, yeah, people would be pissed off still, but I think the timing of it is so bad. It's like, it's too late. Like, the server stability is really bad. There's a lot of stuff, dude. This is how I feel the same way. It's like, it's good because, yeah, in theory it would make the normal servers more alive and filled with PvP, but it's like, that's in theory, and it's like, right now with the player base amount and all that kind of stuff, like, it's not gonna be the case. It's bad timing on Rare. People who don't want to PvP and Sea of Thieves really don't want to PvP. That large subset of players will likely end their time with the game upon reaching level 40. Don't forget, safer seas also means 0 random friendly encounters as well, which is what makes SOT truly shine. Personally, I see this less as an onboarding and more of a way to opt out of PvP entirely before finding a new game. That's the other thing. That's something I totally forgot about too. Like, all those encounters, like, I mean, no offense to the guy I saw yesterday, but it's like, think about that guy. There is a chance that encounter probably would have never happened because of safer seas being a thing. He could have just chose to go do that because he was literally running away from a Reaper 5. He didn't want to fight. No, this is not everything as part of Season 10. This is the preview as part of the Season 10 preview video, only showing off the main headline features. Yes, you're correct. It is a preview. However, having what they showed as the front line after waiting 4 months. 4 months. We had a delay in Season 10, and you're showing us those headlines. Those are your frontline previews for Season 10 is not a good look. To Blurb's point, those same people would also just drop the game when they hit PL in the first place. It doesn't change much. That's a fair point. There are a lot of players that will just be like, oh, I got Pirate Legend, I quit. I mean, I had 2 crewmates that did that. If you get 1,000 players in a building, 900 of them are casuals and the rest are PvPers. If you walk in, your chance to fight a PvP player is 10%. But if you take the casuals to a safer zone, then you walk into the building to fight, you'll get 100% PvPers. I just wish level cap is 25 and not 40. I agree with that part. I think it should be lower. As a result, you as a PvPer will get tougher opponents to fight. In theory, yes. But with the amount of players that there are and how dead the game is felt, I just don't see that happening. It's also like I'm a content creator, so like, while I do enjoy sweaty fights, I also enjoy coming across swabbies because of funny moments, like getting on their boat and just standing there waiting to see if they notice me. Just a bunch of hot mic moments. In the Hourglass, we came across swabbies and they were just like not even aware I was there, and it makes funny shorts, clips. Like, that's what I look for. I look for content. And when you're doing yeah, the segregation, like, that's literally what it is. Like, you're segregating adventure. Like, it's like separating people completely. And it's like, we're not that big of a pool of players as it is. So why are you like separating us more? I think people that think like this is like the worst move in the world as far as like the safer seas coming out, just like the fact they did it, that's not really a concern to me. It's the timing, like everyone's saying. I don't mind the safer sea thing. It's just the timing of it. People are absolute crybabies. Do you really want to fight and sink a ship of someone under level 40? So I don't really mind like people that have like this kind of opinion, because it's like, again, I'm more of a minority because I'm a content creator. Like, yes, I do want to fight and sink someone who's level 40, or fight and sink. I want to come across somebody that's new because of the funny, hilarious moments, the countless times that I have found people that are new. I do want to find that, and I still will, but I feel like it's going to be on a much lower scale now. That's how I feel about it. Overall, Season 10 so far, from what we've been shown, I give it, I mean, honestly, it's a low number. My honest answer so far from what they've shown, 3 or 4. It's a swing and a miss because of the timing of everything. The features that they're showing are good, but it's just like not the right timing. You know what I mean? Like, read the room and actually address the issues and change the things that people actually want to see. Well, those are my thoughts on it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.